reviewing the scattered reports. It appears there's been a miscalculation.
This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's...
This is your civil defense coordinator. All children proceed to their school desks. Put your hands over your heads.
Appears there's been a miscalculation. Missiles have been launched.
Throw things in, quick.
I repeat, missiles are in.
Quiet out there.
Mick, are you okay? You're soaked. You're soaked.
Item 12, and people, I pass this on without comment. It arrived in the mail yesterday of Israeli manufacture and claims to be constructed of molybdenum. Die-cast woven materials for comfort, strength, and many months of trouble-free wash and wear service. What is it? It's a bulletproof athletic supporter.
I think I will take one of those home with me at night.
All right, item 13. We have had 2 more tire iron attacks of homosexuals in the vicinity of the gay bars on Hotel. One victim is critical, the other has a fractured skull. I have posted the description of the 2 Caucasian male bashers on the board. Let's make sure that these gents get their Christmas poultry compliments of Michigan Avenue, shall we? And Detective Belker, when do you expect to wrap up your Barneswell case? Barneswell, Detective.
Here, Mick. Here, Mick. Wake up.
Yeah. No action today. Barnesville's out of town.
Duly noted. All right. Item 14, the parking lot continues under repair.
Oh, man.
New completion date is next Thursday. Item the last. We are receiving a visitor today, arranged with the gracious forethought of the retirement subcommittee of your Patrolmen's Benevolent Association. Mr. Morton Keyes. Mr. Keyes will be selling funeral plots at attractive union discounts. That's it. Keep your powder dry, keep your spirits high, and don't forget, the wind chill factor may be 14 below, but that whole indicator is a crude trick perpetrated by the international wimp weatherman's conspiracy to undermine our American manhood. It's a comfortable 22 degrees out there.
You so.
Enough now. You policemen all parked out in my lot. My customer has no place to park. I lose breakfast customer, I lose lunch.
Mr. Chun, when we spoke on the phone, I explained...
No explain, can't move.
Mr. Chun, until our own parking lot is resurfaced, it's not fair to you, but your lot is the next closest to ours.
Cop use my parking, but the cop ever eat my restaurant? Never.
No, sometimes.
Open breakfast now, too.
I know.
Good breakfast. Bacon, egg, Korean roll.
Mr. Chun, I can't change their eating habits, but I will make another announcement.
Tell them, 8 o'clock. Tow truck coming. Car tow.
Right through here, pal.
Yes. Line out for information for District of Columbia.
Frank, Long distance, line 6. Captain Ferrillo. Yes? What? Where? What's his condition? Yes. Yes? Damn it, yes, I understand. Yeah, but if she... You have a number? Tracking Rachel? Please. Yeah, I'll wait right here.
They set me up in traffic. This is kind of the way I like it.
Well, this is the only free desk that we have, Mr. Keyes.
You know, my most successful line over there, I used to, most of them young guys can't afford homes, so I tell them a plot is their entrance to the real estate.
Who is this? This is a citizen, Michael Belton. Look, man, I'm quite upset, and I would like to speak. All right, fine. I will leave a message. I had a nightmare. Something happened with us in Russia. We blew ourselves up. Now, I'm a police officer, and I know how hairy it gets out there. I want to be sure we're being very careful for my baby. Will you see that the president gets that? Good, because it's very important.
Personal long-distance detective.
We have a 911. Armed robbery in progress. Seized surplus store, corner Peebles Drive, 124th Street.
I don't believe this. I do not believe this. Somebody bagged my short.
Parked in the Korean's lot?
Yeah.
The one where the sign says no parking except for patrons only?
Where you going with this, Neil? You saying he towed my car? He towed a police officer's vehicle?
Yeah, I was looking to tell you, babe. Goldblum posted a warning about an hour ago.
Notice says, among other things, wouldn't hurt if he patronized the guy's place once in a while.
Oh, yeah, Lieutenant. Having my car towed gives me a hell of an appetite, especially for seaweed and snake sauce.
Any word? I'll call again, then we'll go. Sergeant?
In fact, the very man that I am looking for. Here.
What's this?
It's a prospectus.
First Strike Estates?
Mm-hmm. You remember a few years back that I purchased an underground condo in the Alleghenies?
Underground condo?
America needs positive thinkers, Detective. Men who can think the unthinkable. Your touching, albeit naive exercise in Jeffersonian democracy made me suspect that you might be a customer.
If you're referring to my phone call, Sergeant, that was private and personal.
Oh, whatever. In a nuclear storm, a handy port, my friend, I wouldn't be without mine. You see the rumpus room there for little Belker and his friends.
This is very small.
Mick, the Japanese live in closets. We have to make a few adjustments. I mean, Judas, life underground is not all fun in video games.
You have video games?
Yes. I contributed the 30 Years' War from my library.
I don't know that.
Well, some people might think of it as in bad taste, but it had practical lessons for the kiddies. You keep that perspective.
If anything comes up, don't hesitate.
Should be okay. Safe trip.
Thank you.
None of my business.
There was either burglary or robbery in my parents' house. My father was shot. He's critical.
I use your phone, Maurice.
Where are you calling to?
Police.
I'm the police. What's the problem? You police? Yeah? Come on now. Come here. No, I didn't want to touch it, because, see, I know somebody could come back later and make an accusation on me. There's people living in this building or not, sir?
It's just some old folks like me. See, this building is condemned, but everybody knows people's living in it.
You ask anybody whose this is?
Heard some crying noise, and I come down. I asked everybody.
All right. I'm gonna take this little guy down to the precinct. And if anybody comes for him, you have him call me, okay? How would you feel about a rumpus room 8 by 11? You know how big that is? It's slightly smaller than this car. Of course, you can have a lot of tapes in there. Tapes aren't bad. You get into bed, you curl up with a tape. I like that. You could see a tree in a lake. You could see a dog on tape. But actually, you know, a dog is not that good. You gotta smell a dog for a dog to be good. This is ND4. You got anything on those basher individuals?
Assault with deadly. Back of Black Hole Club on Van Buren.
2202, we're on it. 2 caught males, both dark hair, mutton jib.
This is ND4. They're on Portland. I'm in pursuit. I got the tall one west into Downey Alley. ND4. You're under arrest, Armstead. Suspicion, assault and attempted murder.
Well, the southern guy got away. We think he got on the train.
Wanna take this one back for me?
Yeah.
The car's not here.
Where is it?
You died a few minutes ago.
Frank! Frank! I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad.
Mama.
Somebody get her a sedative.
Just get her sitting. She'll be okay.
Who'd kill a homeless retired vet? Who'd do that? We were going ice fishing Saturday morning up at Tompkins Creek. I had a cabin reserved. I just entered in a check. I got him his license. He hadn't been there, not since we were kids. Frank, do you remember we used to go to Tompkins Creek? Joseph. Papi Consuelo. You know my brother Frank.
Long time. Frank, hello. Medically, he didn't stand a chance, although it's painless at the end. Whereas, if it's any consolation, his final months would have been not so easy.
Yeah, well, doctor, I've got to talk to my brother about that.
What?
No, really, I will.
Sorry, I didn't mean to betray anything.
Was my father sick? Frank, I found out by accident. He didn't want any more people to know. He had a brain tumor. I want to see him.
You may want to wait.
I'll see him now.
Instant. No, please just come over. Could you try to eat a little something, Anna? I'll make you a slice of toast.
Tea, Mrs. Ferrillo?
All right, thank you, dear. But just half a cup.
Captain Frillo, can I see a moment?
Sir,
Frillo?
when will you be through with your work? Because I can't have my house being Central Park.
I hope by 3 o'clock. I'm sorry.
When you're free, could we talk?
Of course, Father.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Patterson, first my sympathies. And please know we're treating this as you're one of our own. But we're not starting in too good a field position. Latents look hard to come by. The gun's an old .32. You don't have it. Neighbors confirm your mother sensed the timing. They heard something. Had to be a single shot. About 10 minutes later, your mom came back.
They didn't see anybody in or out.
The neighbors in front figured the guy had to use the back door.
Joe?
Let me get to work here.
One more shot. I was just over at Holy Saints. I put the down on the package. Joe, you didn't tell me he was sick. Is there anything else? What? Is there anything else?
Frank. No, you weren't here. I just happened to find out.
Yeah.
It was a pledge to Papa.
Mama knew. Last month, and it's been hell on her.
Let me ask you, Mr. Kozlow, is your tow license up to date? You're sure of that, huh? Let me inform you, if by some miracle you are properly licensed, that this was a Mint 81 Regal. So if there's so much as a nick in the paint job, it's gonna cost you 100 times your lousy $68. What? This guy's laming me. There's a scratch on the driver's side door.
Lorenko nicked you?
It's wise guys like you and that Korean make my life a struggle, Neil.
So get the grill situation taken care of. I won't tell you what day I'm coming back, but if it's not fixed, I cite you for the fine.
I believe that. My health inspector retires early, and they send me this.
Seems like an honest fellow.
Yeah, believe that?
Excuse me. Excuse me. LaRue, Hill Street Precinct.
Pete Regan, Health and Safety.
You're the guy, Pete. I was over at Chun's Soul Food on Hill and McAdam a couple hours ago. He's got rats the size of chihuahuas in there.
Thanks for the word. I'll tell the guy who covers East of Decker.
Tell the guy, huh? You hear that, detective? How long you been on the job, Pete?
3 months.
You think when some multiple rape homicide's in progress, a cop on the beat stops to ask if it's on his beat? No way. It's protect and serve time.
No offense, but homicide rape's different from a little rodential infestation.
You don't see the principle on your common?
Hey, forget it, JD. This guy's got a big behind. He's in there for the pension.
Now look, fellas, you're wrong about me. I see paper shufflers all over my department. Turns my stomach. I'll drop by there in a couple of hours. How's that?
You renew my faith in the civil service.
Thank you.
Amazing. Every time I can remember being with him, back to when I was 10 years old, it was like a struggle. My insides knotted up. And it's how I feel now. Even at his death.
Because he didn't tell you he was sick?
I don't know.
My mom had 4 operations in 4 years. Every one, she never said a word until she was back home and up on her feet again. Finally, I'd call her doctor every 6 months. His nurse became my deep throat. It's not the same, is it? It's not.
Because your mother loved you. And in my heart, I feel as if to the moment he died, my father had contempt for me and wanted to hurt me.
I love you.
Inside, I have to do something. Caliber, 1 bullet missing.
You know, anybody who steals a 79 Plymouth, I mean, what good is it? You know, they're probably stoned. I mean, they made a mistake.
I made the mistake. Me. Okay?
Plus the kid. You know, as soon as that kid starts crying, I mean, they're gonna freak. They're gonna take off like hell.
But Star Sergeant, you think you could can the speculation until this thing's over?
Units in vicinity. Report vehicle fitting ND description. Vehicle has collided with Riverton Bridge abutment.
Oh my God.
No, why even call her?
She's not gonna come anyway. She's in Alaska.
I wouldn't spend the long distance.
Mama, Joe.
Frank, tell your brother how cruel Aunt Clara was to me and Papa all our lives.
Mama, sit a minute.
No, I've just got these few minutes while the ants are out. Place is a pigsty.
Please, Mama. Mama, we have another problem.
What is it?
Did Papa take his own life?
What are you talking about? Papa was robbed. I came home from the store.
Stop.
All right, what is it with you? What are you doing? What are you, crazy?
He's dead. Papa's dead. Will you just leave it? If you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. But if you're being dishonest with me now, you go to hell.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good, Frank. He's the big-time cop. He's coming in to interrogate about his own father's death. Oh boy, you know, Frank, you know the thing about you? Your whole life, I always liked you. But you never had any closeness. You never had any love of family.
That's enough, Joe. Let me and Frank talk, please.
Sure, Mama.
I found the gun you hid downstairs. I know you didn't help him. I know you weren't even here. But the thing you did, Mama, hiding the gun and telling them it was a robbery, that's a crime.
To the police?
No, they don't know.
I came home, and there he was slumped in his chair. He'd been so sick, Frank. If the police find out, Father Conklin will find out. And I didn't want Papa to be not without a mass, not without a blessing at the grave. Oh, Frank, please. The police can't know. Please help me. Please.
So how was kimchi?
Good. Very tasty.
How was water?
Excellent.
Yeah, you're not really doing that.
No, I'm not, Neil. I only got $30 invested in these rodents.
Yeah, and I only got a lifetime invested in being scared of rats.
Come on.
Oh, to you too. Goodbye.
Detective?
What is it?
I heard about that phone call you made this morning.
Oh, forget about that. That's personal and private.
You know, I know it was personal, but it was also a very public, spirited thing to do, and I was wondering if maybe we could have a conversation about that.
What's that?
Well, you see, it's like this. It's like where we could go if we just kind of got eye to eye on this sort of thing. See, I've had those nightmares too, where it's too late and things screw up and this is going too fast. See, and so I figured we could get some kind of a group like the PBA or something. You know, people respect law enforcement. They don't think we're communists.
Where are you going with this?
Well, we get the PBA with me as a representative, and we lobby for some kind of a newspaper ad that says that everybody who has had these horrible dreams to call the White House and say, okay, look, now don't be so macho here. And then we get this groundswell started where we get these ads, like all of a sudden we have 20 million people calling the White House and saying, whoa, slow the bus down.
Look, I already got a career. This was personal and private.
Personal. Well, okay, you think about it, okay? Okay.
I'm thinking about
Okay.
it. I wish I could stop thinking about it.
Mick, this is Mr. Darnell Carnes. He is the father of the missing baby.
Where's my child, Timothy? You're that kid's father? You abandoned your son?
Look, now, you don't talk to me like that, you hear? His mother took him. I don't know what she did.
Come here, come with me, come on.
I come back at 12 o'clock to see the child, and they're both gone.
If you weren't working for the last 3 days, where were you?
Why is that a question?
Because you come down here saying you had nothing to do with it. Who are you, Mr. Clean?
Look, I was in jail, right? Here. Here. Out of 11:45.
What were you in jail for?
Come on, man. That's what it's about. Are you gonna take my child for that?
You answer my questions.
I was in a fight, all right. I drive my taxi, a dude remarks me, then he wants to dupe. Look, man, you took my child and you brought my child in here. Where is he at?
Mr. Carnes, this is a telephone number for the Youth Authority. It's the Decker Avenue branch, Mrs. Morgenstern.
Youth Authority? Why is he there?
Because he is. That's where they take lost babies. Now you go over there, you talk it out with them.
Youth Authority, huh? They're gonna ask me about a lousy 3 days when I ain't been in jail in 8 years.
I don't know what they're gonna ask, Mr. Carnes. Now go.
All right. You need me now. Little guy ain't gotta be afraid.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. Listen, you can tell me to shut up, but I understand your captain has a loved one who is gravely ill.
Where'd you hear that?
Actually, I overheard you on the horn. If you see him, will you tell him we offer very competitive pricing, and could you pass along one of our brochures?
He's out of town.
It happened out of town.
I can't stand to see you hurt yourself like this.
He's barricaded the door and making a lot of noise, but it doesn't seem to be threatening.
Where's the baby?
The other room. He refused to bring it. That's when he started yelling for it.
Okay, go get the baby and hang out in the back.
All right.
Mr. Carnes, Detective Felker. Right away, just like I told you, they started talking about how I've been in jail.
Never mind jail now, Mr. Carnes. Now we're talking about taking hostages. Nobody gives a baby to a guy who takes hostages.
It's my baby.
He's not the legal guardian. We offered him a 10-day hearing date.
Okay. How about this? I'm not taking sides. I'm not. I'm talking to both of you. Let's say they bring the baby now. You can hold him, make sure he's okay if you open this door and let out the hostages. Then we can sit down. We can talk this thing through.
If I do that, can I take Timothy home?
No. But if you don't let those women go, you're never gonna have them.
Look, don't mislead him. His chances are about zilch.
This is the kind of comment we don't need.
That's not our policy.
Go ahead, give it to him. When he tries to leave with that baby, it's child endangerment.
You're off the case, Harvey.
Watch out. Watch out.
Take it easy now, man. Don't do anything strange, all right?
Hey, Cheese. How you doing, Big Cheese? Huh? Oh, Daddy love you.
Captain, a minute of your time?
If you give me a second to just check up on my mother. She's sleeping now. The doctor mildly sedated her. Lieutenant, I'll return later. Thank you, Father.
Father?
What?
Alone?
I'll make some more coffee.
I talked to your mother a few minutes about insurance. She assured me there isn't any.
Why did you ask?
Your father's death, we now believe, was a suicide, Captain. Sorry, you surprised by what I'm saying?
No, not really.
You know your dad was very sick.
Found out today.
You see, we weren't getting anywhere on the robbery supposition, not a piece of dirt even. And then O'Malley finds a handful of bullets, same bullet that killed him, in the shoebox. O'Malley wasn't prying around, Captain. It was part of his floor sweep.
Did you find a gun?
We thought maybe your mom got hinky, threw it out, but it's not in the garbage. Then we thought maybe she'd hide it down here. Seems logical. It's not here. You didn't come down before, did you, Captain?
Actually, I did.
Yeah, O'Malley thought he saw you coming down here. You weren't looking for something, were you?
Why?
Gun? Guess cops think along the same lines. Did you find it?
No.
Well, don't worry. Without the gun, even if my commander gets a bee in his bonnet, we're not going after your mother for anything.
Oh, right.
Mama, I threw out the gun. But the police know what happened. They found out anyway.
You threw out the gun. I made you do something bad.
You shouldn't say that. You needn't and you shouldn't.
I made the mistake and you covered up for me.
It's done.
Papa was so proud of you when you graduated from police academy. Do you know that?
All I ever heard was how little money I was going to make.
He was proud. A man as proud as your father doesn't even like to show his pride. He hasn't passed down the day that I made you do something a policeman shouldn't do. Is Father Conklin still out there?
He said he'll come by later. Did you hear what I said before? The police found out what happened.
I heard. What's gonna happen?
I'll talk to them.
And give him a German on Costello.
Lieutenant, what you got?
To win. Even better. Who didn't show, Bunch? We'll make sure it's charged to the DA. Okay, I'll call you back later.
You're sure there's no insurance kicking around here somewheres?
Just his company retirement, and that's paid up no matter how he died.
You know, if I do this, what you're asking, goes in as an open case, that doesn't help my batting average any, Captain. Or my precincts either.
I'm asking a favor. I have no call, except one cop to another.
Your dad ain't gonna go to hell. Your dad's a clean guy, everything I heard. Status? Open. Better hope the gun don't turn up underneath the bed.
It won't.
That's what I figured.
Thank you.
There's the man now. No, you told him what went down. Come on. Stand over here. I hung around the building. She came back. Go on, Corinne.
I didn't have no money. Done hadn't spent none.
Is that what you gonna tell him? Oh, when you spent it all on dogs? Tell the truth. Go on, Corinne. Tell the truth.
I knew there was people in that building. I left it, but I came back.
You left your baby?
But I came back.
You're under arrest. Officer, search this woman and book her for felony child endangerment. Go on.
Let him go. You can let him go. He's all right now. Mr. Carnes. Mr. Carnes, sit down, please. All right? Listen, I checked the cab company. You've got a good record. Tell you so. So at least I could tell him that, huh? Hey, look, am I going to get my baby? My sister will be here on Friday. Mr. Carnes, I don't know the answer to those things. That's not my job. I'm only the cop. Yeah. See you. What's going to be with her? Probably she'll get out. Probably she'll get a legal aid just like you did, and she'll contest the proceedings, probably. Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks. You're the only one that stood up for me. You're welcome.
Henry, Mr. Chun.
I know, Mr. Chun.
You happy now? Cop can park car in lot anytime cop want.
Mr. Chun, this is a health department citation. It's got nothing to do with us.
I know my health inspector very well. My health inspector know me this problem.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, sir, if you're saying you pay off your regular health inspector and now you got a new, honest one and that's why you got nailed, that's a very corrupt, un-American attitude.
It make it until you die.
I talked to Chandler over at First Strike.
Oh, so we may be neighbors, huh? Don't forget World War III. We could get up there for deer hunting season.
Neighbors. Dear Schmear, I'm the new sales rep of the entire Eastern District. And I got you to thank for my midlife career move, Sergeant. Yes, sirree. This A.M. Mort Keyes was a journeyman dragging his tail through the listless seas of a time-honored yet no-growth industry. This evening, take a look at this. Mother Nature may get mugged, but you'll have yours. Dipping in the jacuzzi, dining on your cuisine nouvelle, 1,000 feet beneath the fuss. Damn, it's a vital product.
Excuse me. I'm Detective Belker. I'm doing some investigating on a custody case. I'd like some Xeroxes made, please.
Detective,
Yes.
could I see you for a moment, please?
Sure.
I know you've taken an interest in the Carnes case, so before you spend any more time on it, I want to let you know where we stand.
Good. Where do we stand?
There's been tremendous negative reaction up and down the floor to the hostage taking. Miss Forbes is devastated. She's asking for work leave.
And so Mr. Carnes is not going to get his child.
A family court judge will make that decision, of course.
But your recommendation will be no, and the judge follows your recommendation.
Most of the time.
I just thought he was an okay guy, Mr. Carnes.
He wasn't that okay. We have records going back. Child support was always spotty, and up until 8 years ago, he had a record of violent crimes.
Timothy goes to a foster home, then?
Yes, for 6 months, maybe a year, and then there'll be another hearing set.
Mother is a doper. His father may not last 6 months or a year.
You're the one who said he was okay, Detective.
He is okay. He is on the edge. Why can't you understand that?
We do our best.
We'll be at the motel, Joe. Frank, I owe you an apology. That thing about the family not being apart, it's just some other stuff. I'm glad you're here.
I love you, Joey.
How is Bibimbap?
Oh, very good. This is excellent.
This is terrible.
Mr. Community Relations. Hey, you know where your dream came from, don't you?
Where?
Well, we started watching the show last night about Hiroshima.
I fell asleep right when it came out.
Yeah, but I bet your brain absorbed it. People do that. You know, they're still hearing when they drop off.
At least it's going away now, and the anxiety's a lot less.
Yeah, we'll look at it this way. You didn't save the world today, but you saved a kid. You're right. It was kind of dumb.
No, I almost lost that kid because I didn't think. It was like I was all screwed up. Honey, could I hold on to Philip? Oh, boy. You know, I don't even know what's going to happen to that other kid.
Hey, stop.
Stop what?
Well, you're playing footsie.
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
You're a felon, Furlow. Ma Barker's boys did it for their mom. Furlow did it for his.
That my defense?
Sure. Will you retain me?
You bet. My father was a stiff, cold man, and I am. Aren't I?
You want the answer to be yes? You aren't.
You aren't your father.
Joey wanted to be just like our dad. You know how some kids are? Their old man's a god. That was Joey his whole life. But he was too sweet. I was closer to the mold. Hello. Henry, I just called to check in. How did it go? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Yes, he passed on this morning. No, they didn't. No, it was suicide. Right, he was very sick. He was dying of cancer. And apparently... Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
Frank, will you not be angry with me? Before, when Christina called, you know she was in convent a year. I asked her a few things. She said you could get a cranky old priest. But mostly these days, the church considers your whole life. They don't condemn you for suicide.
They don't?
Mm-mm. You know why?
No.
I thought it was kind of beautiful. Because imagine a man jumps off a building. Before he hits the ground, we'll never know for sure, but he might have had a second thought.
I like that.
The tumor is situated here. I'm afraid surgery is not an option.
No cure.
Radiation therapy, chemotherapy. Mr. Furillo, there will be pain. We'll do our best with it. Radiation therapy, chemotherapy. Do our best with the pain.
Hello.
Mick? Hi. It's the President.
Mr. President?
Right. Mick, I got your message. You were right to remind me, Mick. We're going to destroy all the nuclear bombs. It's high time. We're making them into old Studebakers. God, I love those cars. The whole country thanks you for your suggestion, Mick.